Americans will likely see rate hikes in the new year as the Federal Reserve fights against inflation. This comes as President Biden's roughly $2 trillion spending bill may not pass by the self-imposed Christmas deadline. The White House has a new plan to deal with the trucker shortage. Supply Chain Disruptions Task Force aims to attract more truckers amid the worker shortage. And the Senate approves the National Defense Authorization Act with a bipartisan vote. Included in it, an amendment to protect servicemen and women from getting dishonorably discharged for refusing to get the vaccine. Tune in to Deep Dive as we explore these topics and more. Hello and welcome. This is Deep Dive and I'm Tiffany Meier. Interest rates are set to go up. That's as the Federal Reserve fights against inflation. The Fed is expected to raise interest rates at levels higher than were projected in September. Last month, the central bank announced it was easing its monthly asset purchases. On Wednesday, the Fed said that cutting back would now happen more rapidly. The Federal Open Market Committee, or FOMC, said in a statement, in light of inflation developments and the further improvement in the labor market, the committee decided to reduce the monthly pace of its net asset purchases by $20 billion for Treasury securities and $10 billion for agency mortgage-backed securities. Fed officials stated that they would hold the federal funds rate at a range of 0 to 0.25%, in line with expectations. The statement notes job gains have been solid in recent months, and the unemployment rate has declined substantially. Officials say they expect the Fed's benchmark interest rate will increase to 0.9% next year. Now, staying on the monetary topic, what about President Biden's social spending bill? Senator Joe Manchin is calling for transparency. Senator Manchin says he wants transparency in Biden's social spending bill. According to Fox News, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin was asked if he would be able to work through issues to hold a vote before the deadline. Currently, there is a self-imposed Christmas deadline on the roughly $2 trillion spending bill. Manchin said they haven't gotten anything back from the parliamentarian, meaning they have nothing to vote on. Though Manchin says he will work with the president.
That's a big one. That's a big one. It really is. But the president, whatever he makes a decision, I'm going to try to work with him. I'm going to try to work with him. I really am.
Manchin and Senator Kyrsten Sinema are considered key holdouts on Biden's spending plan. Manchin has expressed concern about the bill's price tag and warned that broad spending would not be fiscally responsible given that inflation is rising. While Democrats want an expanded child tax credit program, Manchin was said to have pushed to erase the measure, though he denies that he opposed it, as he told reporters on Capitol Hill that he's always been for child tax credit. The bill is currently at $1.75 trillion and includes social and environmental spending. And Senator Lindsey Graham had some thoughts on the bill.
My belief is that Build Back Better never gets better. It will never get better. You can't make this thing, you can't put lipstick on a pig. And when it comes to inflation and deficit spending, this thing is a monster pig. I think Build Back Better is dead, not for just 2021, but forever.
Now let's turn to the White House. The White House has a new plan to get more truckers on the road. The Biden administration's Supply Chain Disruptions Task Force will unveil its trucking action plan today. It's an effort to address a shortage that some industry insiders say has grown to 80,000 unfilled jobs. According to the American Trucking Associations, that could grow to 160,000 by 2030. The plan will earmark $30 million to expedite commercial driver's licenses. It also includes an effort by the Department of Labor to increase trucking apprentices and outreach to military veterans looking to enter the industry. The plan also establishes a joint initiative between the Departments of Labor and Transportation to recruit new drivers. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg speaks about those plans.
We're teaming up with the Department of Labor, taking a number of steps across the next 30, 60, 90 days and beyond. In the near term, a lot of it's about taking down some of the red tape that gets in the way of people who want a career in trucking, being able to get tested for a commercial driver's license, for example. In the longer run, frankly, we need to do more to make this a more secure, well-compensated, and well-respected job, and we're going to be looking at that too.
Now, staying on Capitol Hill, the Senate approves the National Defense Authorization Act with a bipartisan vote. On Wednesday, the National Defense Authorization Act was passed by a vote of 89 to 10. The legislation already passed the House. It now heads to President Biden's desk to be signed into law. The measure authorizes funds for the Defense Department and defines its policy agenda for the agency and the military. It also includes a nearly 3% pay raise for military service members and civilian workers at the Defense Department. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says he is happy with the bill, partly because of the funds that focus deterring Russia's influence in Europe. And also in the bill, an amendment that prevents servicemen and women from getting dishonorably discharged for refusing to get the shot. While it doesn't prevent them from getting discharged, it does protect against the dishonorable part, which often comes with social stigma and loss of benefits. Senator Roger Marshall, who put forward the amendment, said, "As a former Army doctor, I am proud the NDAA passed the Senate and included my amendment to ensure service members will be protected from a dishonorable discharge for choosing not to get the COVID vaccine." He went on to say, simply put, a dishonorable discharge treats our heroes as felons, but our American heroes deserve better. He also called it great news in a video statement. And on the heels of that, the Navy is set to discharge troops who refuse to get the jab. Officials said the separation from the service will take place as soon as possible. Sailors who previously refused to get vaccinated but have since changed their minds will be able to remain in uniform. According to last week's information, the Navy had just over 5,700 sailors who haven't been vaccinated. Roughly half of them are asking for an exemption due to religious beliefs. The Navy says no one will be discharged while these requests are pending. The Army's deadline for vaccinations has also passed, and the majority of the force is either fully or partially vaccinated. The Air Force has discharged 27 service members who wouldn't get vaccinated. And it's not just servicemen and women feeling the effects. Uninsured people who are hospitalized for the virus will likely face a hefty bill. The price tag for those patients is likely to be at least $25,000 and could be as high as $350,000. That's according to Fair Health, a nonprofit that keeps watch on healthcare costs. Their findings are based on data from April 2020 and August 2021. Researchers say the average hospital stay for complex COVID cases fell from 13 days in April 2020 down to 7 days in July 2021. Health officials stress the best way to be protected from COVID-19 is to be vaccinated and to get a booster shot. This comes as CDC vaccine advisors are meeting today to discuss the Johnson & Johnson shot. The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices voting on recommendations for the vaccine. They discuss the benefits and risks of the single-dose therapy and look into a rare but serious type of blood clot that has been linked to it. The government has authorized the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for use in people at least 18 years old, and it can be used as a booster shot. The committee will look at expanding the authorization for children ages 5 to 11. And now let's switch gears and look at some lighter news. A rare globe believed to be the oldest is going up for auction. It's believed to have originated around 1550. The globe depicts the world before the entire continent of Australia was known to exist. The priceless artifact features the Greek god Triton as well as mythical sea monsters. Measuring only about 3.5 inches in diameter, it is one of the earliest terrestrial globes known to exist. The exact history of the piece is unknown, but it first surfaced among treasures rescued from the chaos of World War II. The starting price at auction is expected to be around $26,000, but it could climb considerably higher. And what about space? The Perseverance rover landed on Mars just 10 months ago, but we're already learning more about the red planet. For instance, lava once flowed at the site of an ancient lake. The bedrock Perseverance has been driving over was formed by volcanic lava flows, and those rocks interacted with water multiple times. Some of them even include organic molecules. Perseverance has tools that can image and analyze these rocks. So far, the rover has collected 4 samples. It plans to collect up to 37 more. They will eventually be sent to Earth for further analysis. But what do you think? Let me know below. Thanks for tuning in to Deep Dive. I'm Tiffany Meier, and see you soon.